Oh my word, and he sacks the bishop! Unbelievable! The best move on the board. He ran over the Captain Bill blunders! Captain Bill blunders! The rook is gonna fall! Mongo has to take the rook. Can he take the rook? Oh my god, what a slurry! What an absolute slurry! Mongo has to take the rook. Take the rook! Take the rook! What are you doing? Take the rook! Ladies and gentlemen, do you like chess? Chances are you do. And that makes two of us, because I also really like chess. And I'll tell you what I also really like is watching chess tournament games that are a roller coaster ride from start to finish. This game that I'm going to be showing you here today had so many plot twists you are not going to believe it. I'm going to be showing you the live game footage from my stream, along with my analysis at the end of this video. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and let's roll the footage. Oh, that's fine. We're watching from Black's perspective this game. We have Knight of 3 on the board. A ready opening. Black Mustang defense is what the analysis says. Let's get that eval bar on the screen. All right. The bishop slides up to c5. Pawn pushes to d6. Black is very solid at the moment. White castles here. Both players are using absolutely no time, playing very, very fast. And now the pawn is being threatened. I think you can just push this pawn now, free up this bishop, get this bishop in the game. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure that hangs a pawn. If I'm not mistaken, I think that hangs a pawn. And this is game 2 of our full stripe chess tournament, by the way. Interesting. Okay, so the rook slides over to e1, and that is actually it looks like a mistake from Captain Bill. The pawn pushes. Okay, it is covered by the knight here. Now you can castle with the knight jump. Yeah, the knight can't even do anything. Yeah, and you're gonna get a pawn here. Although this pawn is now hanging. So takes. Ooh, and Mongo finds the incorrect calibration of moves. And a pawn's gonna fall here. Oh my word, and that pawn! Mongo has to castle now. Mongo has to castle. Mongo has to castle. You have to castle. It's a discovery. No! No! What are you doing? Oh my god, no! And the bishop falls! Oh, it is devastating! Mongo with an absolutely crippling mistake. And his position is completely lost. Oh my god! Oh, this is devastating for Team Mongo. The bishop slides back for Captain Bell. Oh, what a devastating mistake. He had to castle there. Oh my god. Oh, that is brutal. Now imagine if Captain Bell pushed this pawn. That'd be really funny, because then the rook would hang. Oh, what a devastating blow. Also, this pawn's also now hanging. Oh, this is rough. You hate to see it. Pawn pushes. I think you cannot take that pawn. Oh my god, the bishop's trapped. Oh my word, and Captain Bill finds the bishop trap. Ooh, but Mongo with a spicy move. But the pawn takes and the queen's under attack. Now you cannot take the rook because the queen would fall. Now the rook's going to take that pawn, which I think is very likely. Bishop takes. Captain Bill playing an absolutely magnificent game so far. Mongo could probably... I was going to say pin the bishop to the queen, but that doesn't work anymore. Oh, what a brutal turn of events for Mongo. The queen jumps in, taking. Can Mongo find something? Can he find some kind of rabbit, some kind of magic, anything that could revive the position? It does not look like it to me, but we've seen crazy things happen in these tournaments before. So the rook slides over, creating a double attack with the queen and the rook. Pawn pushes up. Ooh, and Captain Bill just straight up attacks the queen. I like that move. Don't even worry about the bishop. Attack the queen. Screw the bishop. We don't need that bishop. So the queen slides over. Or slides down to c3. This is move 21, by the way. Oh, what? Oh, dude, I'm still put off by that move from Mongo. Oh, he had to castle. Oh, that's all he had to do was castle then. How is that move okay? Because you just go here. Oh, and then the bishop can just go here. So he's just gonna go here. But if that happens, can't you just slide up? Captain Bill has to be careful here. I mean, this is a completely and utterly winning position right now for Captain Bill. Mongo has a very, very grim chance of pulling something crazy. Oh my word, and he sacks the bishop! Unbelievable! The best move on the board. Captain Bill blunders! Captain Bill blunders! The rook is gonna fall! Mongo has to take the rook. Can take the rook? Oh my god, what a slurry! What an absolute slurry! Mongo has to take the rook. Take the rook! Take the rook! What are you doing? Take the rook! Take the rook! Mongo is in utter disbelief at what has just transpired. Captain Bill sacks the bishop and immediately blunders. Dengi BC says meow in the chat. Oh my god, it is absolutely unbelievable right now. And Captain Bill is losing. This is unbelievable. What is... And the position is now even. And Captain Bill blunders again. That is the wrong move. I don't even see why. This eval bar is an absolute roller coaster right now. Queen comes in here to check. You come back and block with the queen. You come back and block with the queen. Block with the queen. You block with the queen. Do not do anything else. Block with the queen. Actually, I think you do have enough. I think you can go here. That's fine. Because rooks do cover here still. Yeah, okay. That is fine, actually. You cannot go here, though, because the bishop is threatening there. And yeah, you can't go there. Oh, my word. And the ice skater is covered. It's completely covered. Oh, my God. Mongo. Can Mongo finish this game off? Mongo was down 10 points on the eval bar. Can he pull this off? The complete and utter unthinkable. Captain Bill taking a bit of a think. Captain Bill down 30 seconds on his clock. And that is another mistake. Because the bishop is not blundered. The bishop is hanging. Mongo can take the bishop. He could take the bishop for free because when the queen comes down, he does not take the bishop, though. Mongo could have taken the bishop, but he did not take the bishop. I wonder if Captain Bill can go here. Simultaneously defend the bishop while attacking the queen. So the bishop jumps in. And this is not an easy position to navigate. Oh my god! And it's a blunder from Mongo. But he blunders the queen! Because after takes, the rook falls off the board! Oh my god! But he doesn't take the queen! What is Mongo thinking? The rook is hanging! Take the rook! He does take the rook. And now you come up here with check. Queen takes. Game over. Game over. Done, said, match. Does not do that, though. Take the bishop. Screw it. 18 seconds on Captain Bill's clock. He gets 2 seconds of bonus time every time he makes a move. And the queens fall off the board. And now there are 2 rooks against the bishop and 4 pawns on the board, along with Mongo's 4 pawns that are on the board as well. Captain Bill is moving fast, moving as quickly as he possibly can, trying to flag Mongo, but to no avail. Mongo still has 54 seconds on his clock. He is not going to crumble in this spot. Rook slides down. Bishop slides down. Check. Pawn pushes. King slides over. This is diabolical, bro. I say just sack the rook. Sack the rook. Sack the rook. Call it a day. Get material off the board. Sack the rook. Sack the rook. Oh my god. 55 seconds. 30 seconds. Captain Bill's clock now. What is Mongo doing? The pawn is pushing. Now the king's over here to attack. Rook slides over in the nick of time. If Captain Bill could have gone here. I mean, that would have been to no avail, though. Dude, sack the rook. Sack the rook. Let's make this fun and entertaining for everybody. Oh my god, and the pawn's gonna push and promote. The bishop cannot go here. And we have a queen on the board. Mongo is just 3 moves away from finishing this game off and pulling off an absolutely diabolical finish. Check. 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 Check here first. Or take. Push this pawn. This is gonna be checkmate. No. Now it's checkmate. And Mongo pulls off the comeback, having been down 10 points on the eval bar. A complete and utter collapse from Captain Bill. Everybody tell Captain Bill GG's in the chat. Everybody tell Captain Bill GG's in the chat. A crushing loss for Captain Bill, but Mongo from way downtown pulls off the most magnificent comeback I have seen in my time. All right, so as you just saw from that footage, this game was an absolute insane one from start to finish. Captain Bill and Mongo both played an even 77% accurate game. Both players had a blunder. And the analysis says that Mongo actually played like a 1350 and Captain Bill played like an 1100, which is very interesting. So let's jump right into this game. We're going to be watching from Black's perspective in this one. So the game opens up with knight f3, followed by knight c6, c4, e5, g3, bishop c5. And by the way, this is also the ready opening Black Mustang defense. Interesting stuff from these two players. Bishop d2, d6, knight c3, very principled, knight f6, castles, bishop b6, e3, bishop takes on c4, and then we have our first inaccuracy, rook e1, and Mongo has himself an advantage. In this position, so the pawn looks like it's hanging here, but after the bishop takes, the engine wants Mongo to play d3 here, and after d3, the bishop is supposed to fall back to a6, and then it wants him to play knight e1. Yeah, if either of these players played this move, I'd be shocked. But essentially, it looks like there's a way to get that pawn back. But Captain Bill plays here, which I think is a more than reasonable move. You're getting your rook out of danger here. But I guess this pawn did also block the bishop from attacking the rook. But the game continues with e4. Mongo pushes the pawn to attack the knight here. And also, by the way, this is a 3-minute blitz game with 2 seconds of bonus time. So these players are moving very fast out of the opening, trying to get themselves in a good spot to where they can optimize their time usage as they get into more unfamiliar territory. So we got knight d4, which is the best move on the board by Captain Bill. Knight takes d4, which is an inaccuracy. E takes d4, best move on the board for Captain Bill. Bishop takes d4. Mongo up 2 pawns now. Knight takes on e4. And in this position, Mongo needed to castle. He needed to castle here because due to the knight being right here, this rook is pinning. Or I should say the rook is x-raying the king, and this knight is the only thing stopping the rook from x-raying the king. But in this position, Mongo takes the knight on e4. And the reason why this is a blunder, like I just said, after rook check, 2 bishops are hanging. And after the king moves, or I should say after the bishop slides down to block the check, the rook takes on c4. And Bill is at a plus 4.7 advantage on the eval bar. So the game continues with Black castling. Bishop takes on b7, a blundered pawn. I think Mongo probably should have slid the... I probably would have slid the rook over. No, it says d5. d5. Ooh, that's a spicy move. Block the bishop's attack and simultaneously attack the rook. But Mongo castled, and a pawn falls. And then Mongo goes rook b8. Best move on the board to not lose a rook, in my opinion. According to the analysis, you could sack 12 pieces and win material. But we're not going to talk about that. Bishop g2. Queen f6. And the game continues with d4. d5. I honestly like this move from Mongo. The engine doesn't really like it, but you... Actually, I'd take it back. I don't really like that move because the bishop can just take here. And Captain Bill takes the bishop, which is the best move on the board, because when you push this pawn, you also can't take here. Because after the pawn takes, and your pawn is threatening this rook, the pawn is also looking at your queen. And if you take the rook, you lose a queen. So you can't do that. So that idea doesn't work at all. Game continues with d takes e5, like I just said. The queen takes on e5. Then we got bishop takes d5, rook b c8, bishop f4,
queen takes on b2, rook d4, c6, rook b1, and queen c3. And at this position, Captain Bill is up 5 pieces of material, and all he has to do is finish this game off. All he has to do is play clean, get pieces off the board. Honestly, he could probably start sacking pieces at this point, but as you'll soon find out, something very, very crazy happens, and we're going to break that down as you just saw in that previous clip. So bishop d6, rook f d8, and honestly, I don't like to the naked eye, it looks like, okay, I'm pinning the bishop to the bishop. But the bishop can sack here. And the reason why this works is because after the king takes, you come in with rook b7. And you cannot block here. Because if you block here, the bishop or the rook could take, probably the rook. And if you go here, the rook will just take. And after a move like here, it wants him to sack the rook. A crazy slurry of events. Takes, queen g4, king f7, queen f5, check, king g8, queen e6 check, and then if here, this is checkmate, and if here, rook comes in, oh no, just kidding, it goes bishop e5 check, queen only has one move, and this is checkmate. But Captain Bill did not, in fact, find this. He played bishop, what was it, bishop b4? Attacking the queen. And blunders everything. He blunders everything. Because after the queen takes on d4, and if the queen were to take, the rook would take right back. But Mongo just, out of nowhere, collects a rook. And he's up material after being down. After having a mate in 10 opportunity, which is crazy. Like 11, 10, whatever it was on the eval bar is what it was. And Captain Bill messes up. He spent 5 seconds on that move. And Mongo right back in the game. Oh, it was devastating. And Mongo actually made a mistake here. He moved the king up, and this is a drawn position because after queen e6, queen f6 blocking it, I believe the queen can go, it says g4, king f7, and it's just like you have a way to get out of this. But Captain Bill plays queen c2 check. Mongo plays f7. The position is blundered again. Queen f5 check. King g8, the best move on the board. And you cannot checkmate here because the rooks are still covering. Queen e6 check. King h8. Rook e1, trying to create something, anything. h6, trying to create some oxygen for the king. But to no avail. After bishop e7, rook e8, pinning the bishop to the queen. And apparently this also blundered the position. Captain Bill played bishop c5. And the best move here is to take the queen. Because after bishop takes, check, you have 2 rooks against the bishop. But Mongo does not in fact play this. He plays queen d8, trying to play fast. Captain Bill also with 20 seconds on his clock. Queen c4, rook takes on e1, king g2, and it's 2 rooks and a queen against a queen and a bishop. Queen f6, bishop e3, c5, queen b5, queen c6, check, and this is a great move from Mongo because you get the queens off the board, simplify the position. Takes, king f3, rook a1, h4, rook takes on a2, king e4, rook e6 check, king f5, and at this point it's just cleaner for Mongo. And the game continues here. And Mongo, with an absolute clinic of a finish here, pushes the pawn, promotes a queen, and the game goes king c2, rook c4 check, king d3, queen c3 check, which is a mistake. He had a faster mate there. I think it was, what, mate and 2? Queen F1 check. After king takes. Oh, no, that's not the right move. But anyways. King E2. Rook A2 check. King F3. Queen F6 check. King G2. Rook CC2. King H3. Rook takes F2. Bishop takes F2. Queen takes F2. King G4. Rook A4. Rook A4 with check. King H3. Rook A3. H5. And on move 67, Mongo completes the most unbelievable comeback I have ever seen in a full Strive chess tournament. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy this video. And if you enjoyed that video, you might also enjoy this video. I post these videos a couple times a week, so you might consider subscribing if you're a fan of chess. And we also have a Discord server where we host tournaments just like this, daily chess puzzles, a chess dojo, and so much more. The link to that is going to be in the description down below. And once again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.